I know. Well, that's why I think I was trying to be rebellious growing up, and my mom being like, you should do art. I'm like, no, I don't want to. And then I ended up doing something creative.
Welcome to Broad Strokes, a paint contracting podcast for women by women. We know how much hard work and dedication it takes to run a successful painting business, and this is the place for us broads to BS all about it. Join your host, Tana Todd, and celebrate the achievements of women who are kicking ass in the world of paint contracting. Let's BS about it. Welcome back, everyone, to Broad Strokes. I'm coming at you on this loveliest of Thursdays, the 29th of October, 2020. The year's almost up. We've almost made it through. I have the pleasure of sitting down to BS with a good friend of Walls by Design and the Nick May universe, Jaci Koril. She is absolutely astounding, and I get to see her every single day. And without further ado, Jaci, tell the listeners about who you are and what you do.
Hi, my name is Jaci Koril. I am the interior designer for Walls by Design. And the color designer, I would say. I've been with the company for about almost 2 years. It's been a great ride so far. And where I began, I'm born in Chicago, and I went to high school there. Moved to New York for college.
So cool.
I know, I love New York. Can't live there again, but I love it. That's where I got my art degree and my interior design degree. And then after that, moved to San Francisco for a little bit, and then I ended up here.
Amazing.
And yeah.
I love the way that so many folks with such talented backgrounds find their way to Colorado. It seems to be this pseudo mecca for people in the design world, people who are looking for just something wild and breathtaking, a scene and a city that is artful and creative and progressive. Yes. It's super cool.
I do too. It's a good time to be in it because I think it's always had a design side, but it's more up and coming and it's getting bigger and bigger, and I love being in it during that time. So yeah, it's nice to do that here for sure.
Just when you think you've seen every great new idea or concept or design element used in a unique way, I'm sure that people are constantly surprising you.
For sure.
Yeah. Way cool.
Definitely. I know, I love it.
Oh, gosh. Well, things are getting cold and spooky here in Denver. We're getting ready to celebrate Halloween COVID style. Do you have any Halloween plans?
Such a bummer. I have 2 little kids, and I just feel for them. It's just not going to be the same. We're not trick-or-treating or anything, so we're just going to make the best of it. And we already changed out our light bulbs to green light bulbs and just kind of making the house fun because we can't really go anywhere. So yeah, we're just hanging out and doing stuff at home.
Just chilling.
Different than last year, for sure, with a bunch of people,
Well, and there's so many different ways that we can still entertain within our own 4 walls. I mean, it just requires some creativity and optimism, I'm sure.
Yep. What are you going to do?
So we were originally going to have a sort of petite-ish party at my significant other's house, and that petite just went to just us 3. Since the COVID wave has caused some additional shutdowns, which we respect and honor, and we want to stay safe. So we have individually bagged all the candies for the kids to come and get, and we're going to put them in a little just a little vellum bag. Party City, let me tell you. That might be horrific to hear as a designer. They're like, oh, I picked this up at Party City, and this is a main feature of my living room or something.
No, I think that's awesome.
But anyway, the baggies are going to be hopefully sanitary enough. We're going to wipe everything down with bleach before we set it out and put them in a little coffin-shaped bowl.
That's awesome. At your little house?
Not my little house. For those just tuning in, I live in a super tiny carriage house. It's a cottage, 210 square feet in an alley in Denver.
It's so awesome, though.
I don't think I'm going to get too many trick-or-treaters there. So we're going over to the SO's house to celebrate in a real neighborhood.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. But one of the ways that I love to decorate is with light. I am an amateur photographer, and I always feel like, the light sets the room, it sets the mood, it plays with the colors of the walls, right? So in my significant other's home, we have lots of different colored lights, very strategically placed, and little tiny fairy lights we've coiled up and put in the fireplace with some skulls, and it really kind of...
That's so cool.
Yeah, casting shadows through the black cobwebby stuff that you put up. It's way fun.
That's so awesome.
Right? Since you can't just paint every room orange for Halloween, right?
No. Actually, my significant other, his favorite color is orange. And when I first met him, he had the brightest orange walls in college. So orange. And I was like, okay, I don't know about this. But I loved the color. So I kind of have like a love for orange.
Is he a Oklahoma State alum or anything like that?
He's from New York. No, he likes the Underdogs, a Jets fan, and the Mets fan. So there's no orange.
Okay. So it's just a real personal choice. A+.
Yes.
Well, I don't want to be too hard on orange because if I'm being honest, I have also painted walls orange in a home I used to live in. Maybe I'll drag up some pictures of that. It's going to embarrass me because I'm not a good painter.
I want to see them.
But here's a question that's specifically related to color and design, right? Orange is popular. I've seen in the colors of the year palettes that come out from different paint manufacturers like Sherwin-Williams and Behr. They have a color of the year. Ours, Benjamin Moore, is Aegean teal this year.
Yes.
Super cool. But
I love it.
Right? The year that I think it was, and please forgive me, Benjamin Moore, don't get mad. I bought some paint at Home Depot, and I believe it was a Behr product, right? And their color of the year that year was some crazy orange color, like, not like Crayola crayon box orange, but it had kind of like this burnt, like shades of, I don't know.
I love burnt orange.
Yeah, it was a burntest
like
orange.
Terracotta color.
Yeah, it was awesome. But so I had it painted inside a room that was an office. And I'd have never really known the psychology of color here, but what does orange do to a space, to your brain? Do you know, what is that? How does that set a mood for a room?
Well, the orange that you chose is more of a deeper orange.
Deep.
And
sorry.
Saturated. But orange comes from brown. And I love neutrals, brown tones. I mean, I love them everywhere. So it has to be the right orange. And if you get the shade that kind of is a little more soothing and not so bright, I think that to me would make me feel calm in that space and do my work and get it done. If it was like a bright, vibrant orange, I don't think I would work so well in that space. It would just feel like very, I don't know, spunky or, I need
just loud.
Yes, I need soothing colors to do my thing. And I don't know. If you're going to use that bright color, do an accent wall.
Yes, right. And the good news is everybody's cringing now. They're like, what did she do? They have to know. I will find the pictures and post them and shame myself for the internet. But we did the accent wall, right? But it was kind of like an extended accent wall. We did 2 walls. So it was like a half a room. I don't know. I think it was real bad.
Hang things on the walls?
Yes.
Did you put pictures up?
Yes.
It probably looked really cool. Did you like it?
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I don't think that some of the line work in the corners of the room was the greatest.
Yeah.
But if we're just judging on a college try, it might, you know what? I'll let everyone else decide. I'll let you decide. I will find the pictures of my orange rooms from the house I used to live in the Springs, and y'all can just tell me how insane I am, and we'll fix it. I know all these talented people now. I have no excuse for having a poorly decorated space.
No, I've seen pictures of your little tiny house. I love it.
Oh, it's a charm. It is tight, and it requires a lot of adjustment to morning routine, and when everything has a place, everything in a place. What is it? A place for everything and everything in its place. Yeah, right? Something like that?
That's such a challenge, a fun challenge to me, is to space plan in a small space. I live with 4 people, including myself, in a 1,300 square foot house. And you have to just be organized, and everything has its place, and I think it's a challenge. I love that.
Have to be proactive. There's not a whole lot of like slacking off that I can get away with in the house. Like if I don't do my dishes, they're literally piling up on the only counter space that I have. And then that just ends up backing like, oh, now I can't make a sandwich and now I can't get out the door on time. And so just wash your damn dishes.
That reminds me of my little tiny studio in New York City when I went to interior design school. In the kitchen, I don't know how they got the refrigerator into the space. They have to like knock the wall down to get it in. But like 2 people couldn't fit in there. You could walk, I think, like 3 feet and then turn around and walk out. And that's it. It was like, I was scared of it actually, but.
Oh my God. And you got to wonder too, like, are these places built to code even? I know my place isn't. If my landlord hears me talking about
Did you fix the hole?
The gaping hole into the chasm of doom? Yes. The kick plate underneath the sinks in my tiny kitchen was just a wide hole into the void, literally into the foundation of this little tiny cottage. And
I love it.
There were some questionable 6-legged creatures coming out of there for a while. And our good guy, Bob, he's one of our project manager type.
He's the best.
He's wonderful. Bob fixes everything.
Is.
Every paint contracting company's got a Bob. Someone who's just there.
I just noticed he matches his ponytail ribbons to his outfit every day, and that is amazing.
Adorable for an old guy that looks like a member of ZZ Top.
Yeah.
He really goes all the way with color coordinating his stuff. But our terribly fashionable Bob cut me a piece of particle board that was the exact size of the hole, and I just kind of slid it in there. It's not glue. There's no insulation. It's just, it's just like putting a rug over it. Like, nope, we're just gonna.
Notice.
It's like it was never even there.
Hide it. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of renovating spaces and trying to make do with what we got, you just completed a really cool project. Well, it's almost complete for our boss, the infamous Nick May.
Nick May remodel.
Yes.
Bathroom remodel.
The bathroom model. Walk me through that. How's that going?
It's good. We're at the very final stages. We just got the glass measured and cut for the shower. And I think that will arrive in the next week or 2. Mm-hmm. And everything else is done. It was like a full gut renovation. Every inch of it was redone. The tile on the floor, new cabinets. We extended the cabinets from one wall to the other. Mm-hmm. So his wife, Catherine, has a little vanity.
Gotta have the vanity.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The luxury. I would love one. And then backsplash for the mirrors. And the only thing we're waiting on is the glass and then 2 towel bars. And I believe the painters are there right now painting the walls.
Really?
So we're keeping the same color. It just went with everything. Mm-hmm. It's a gray scheme. It looks awesome. And we're keeping the same Benjamin Moore color Wish for the walls.
It's called Wish?
It's called Wish. It's a warm gray. Oh. His whole house is painted that.
I really like to make all my wishes in the bathroom. I'm sorry, I couldn't hold. That's really like planning your life. You're sitting on the John, going through your Facebook, like, all right, I wish this meeting goes good.
Exactly. Yeah, you do a lot of thoughts in there.
Right. It's a philosophical space.
For sure. For sure.
I have seen the pictures of the progress in Nick's bathroom. It is gorgeous. I love the very there's clean. There's a feeling of clean that comes with grays and, off-whites and the clean line work of the vanity, and it's gorgeous. It makes me feel like, it's probably a very modern, very fun space. So
we got majority of everything from porcelanosa.
Wonderful.
And there's a lot of like cool grays in there. Mm-hmm. And we needed to like offset that with some warmer tones. Mm-hmm. So the quartz countertop has all those warm, yummy, like neutral tones in there. And the wall color, like it's just a really nice modern bathroom. I mean, it's a really nice space. I'm happy the way that it turned out for sure.
We will absolutely, I think for this post, when we put it up on the Instagram, we're going to include the project photos from that bathroom so everybody can see how talented you are and what you put together there. What I love the most about his bathroom design, and I want to know who gets the credit for this, it's got to be you. It's got to be the hexagon tiling around the mirrors. Was that you?
It's really cool and funky. It was a collaboration between Nick and I.
Oh, very
It's really cool and funky. I don't think a lot of people want to go outside their comfort zones, and they like it to, which I'm a victim of that. I like to keep things simple and clean cut, but it's also nice to do something that just draws your eyes towards it and just different. And it's a lot of hexagon gray tile, and if you look up close, there's like little specks of red in it.
Really?
You have to, yeah, it's really pretty, and it just kind of gives the bathroom a little something something.
A little something.
And a little something something. And and then the mirrors. I originally wanted to do a skinnier mirror, and Catherine's like, I need a thicker mirror. You know, you have to work with the client and go back and forth. You can't just do what you want to do.
Right.
It's a collaboration, and she chose two huge mirrors, and I wasn't sure about them, and they look awesome.
Yeah.
Like it just works with the space, and I love it.
That's so cool. And then with the lighting in there, what kind of choices did you make with the lighting there? Do you go for a clean white light?
Yeah, I would say a daylight. You don't want to draw any yellow tones in there. So a day light bulb is awesome. We chose 3 sconces that go one after the other after the mirror, and they are from Bellacore, and they are just beautiful. And I never even realized that the same kind of light fixture is in their bedroom. So the bathroom's like this. Yeah, so I didn't even realize they matched. We just chose them, and it works perfectly.
You serendipitously matched the sconces from the bedroom.
Yeah, the chandelier.
Oh, chandelier.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's just going to be, I like a moody space, and that bathroom is going to be a moody space. It's awesome.
Yeah, neat. And of course, all the tones that are good for every season, right?
Yep. Can't go wrong with gray.
Oh, does that mean that you had to encourage them to buy different towels?
Well, we haven't gotten there. The accessory section is when everything's done. We haven't hung up the towel bars or the little hooks. And then the cabinets, there's one little section that has open shelving that's going to be for the towels, and of course they have to be awesome. So we'll pick out the towels and put those in there.
Gosh,
they'll be neutral.
Oh, very good. Yes, I was going to say, what a way to ruin an awesome product. Like, well, here's your gorgeous bathroom designer, everything, just gleaming and sparkly. Then you come back, to do some touch-up work later, and you see crazy zany Walmart towels.
Floral.
Right. Like, why do you have, burnt sienna towels in here? Like, what is going on? I don't know. We're thinking about burnt colors here. And that's the first thing that came to mind.
Very fall.
I'm loving fall. It's funny. Like, fall colors in Colorado are just second to none. Of course, anybody listening from like Virginia or, the Appalachian states, that I'm sure we could go to blows about who's got the prettier fall colors. But, I've always been fascinated with, bold color choices in rooms, and then how you work with that room through the seasons and seasonal decorations. Is that an easy task to do? Say somebody's like, I want this green wall because I like the whatever, the earthy, the cool jungle feel or whatever. Like, cool jungle feel. I don't know if anybody really wants that. but then it's Thanksgiving, and you have, all the colors that you expect for Thanksgiving. Is there like a method to choosing colors that will kind of be good through the seasons, or?
I think if you do a pop of color, whether it's accents or wall color, you have to offset that with a neutral color to kind of balance that off. Otherwise, I think it would be like overkill and just too much in a space. I like a neutral palette, and you work with that by adding the accents, the bright color accents in that. I think that that's just a good way to start. If you wanted a vibrant wall, I say that's awesome. I do love color. I'm embracing color these days because you've seen my palette. I'm such a plain Jane neutral kind of girl, but I do love color. And if you were going to add it to a wall, I would add some pictures up there that have like a, neutral frame on it, and, add a plant. Plants are always nice in spaces.
Yes.
I'm going to put one in Nick's bathroom, even though he doesn't have plants.
It might not last long in there.
But yeah, you could do so much with a neutral palette, and then you can add your pops of color. That's how I like to go about things.
That's good. Yeah, I'll have to remember that for decorating my spaces as well.
Yeah.
In my little cottage, there's not much space and a lot of things, right? So the dominant color in that space is white on everything, with the exception of one egregiously hideous appliance, and that is my gas heater that has that.
I love it. I told you to paint it.
Yes. So I'm going to actually get in touch with the Inspired by You crew with Corey Leicester's gang and figure out a way to DIY it with some proper advice there. It's a little project, something that I think I can do, and I've got the right people advising me. So as soon as we make that thing the same color as the walls, I think my apartment will be less of an eyesore.
Yes. I think it'll be really cool. Whatever color you paint the wall, paint that, and I'll just blend it in and put some pictures around it. It'll look really cool.
I'll have to keep working on my landlord. Like, hey, I know some folks that are amazing with cabinets and painting things, and they'll probably also properly ground the light fixtures once those are installed. So, maybe give my boss a call.
You should paint those cabinets. I feel like you should paint them a color.
Yes.
I think it would be so fun because you don't have that many cabinets, which is awesome. And I think a bright kind of whatever color you love, stick it in there. For sure.
Well, let's see. What color? I got some colors to choose from here. We got the magenta and the yellow in there. I think I love the idea of yellow cabinets, like a sunshine, like not too overpowering. I wouldn't go highlighter yellow like my hair per chance, but that would be great.
Painted a client's cabinets bright yellow. Benjamin Moore, Pure Joy.
Pure Joy, I bet.
Yeah, and it was bright, but it just worked for her space. It just did. It looked awesome, in my opinion.
That's amazing. Yeah, the countertops at my place are black and white tiled. Like it's not your like typical like dance room floor black and white tiling.
Yeah.
It's like a composite granite. I don't know what types of quartz or granites literally come in very distinct mottled blacks and whites, but that's what it is.
Do you like it?
It's all right. The installation process inside, like I said, experts should have come in and done something about it. So
yes.
I'll just keep harping on my landlord.
We'll help you.
Well, one of the things I like to get to the bottom of in every show is the big why. Why you have so much joy, and I can tell that you absolutely enjoy every project that you work on, even when it's stressful, right? And you got to work with clients. But, how did you find your way into design? Like, why?
My mom always put us in art school, literally when we were so little. And I'm like, okay, this was fun. And then I knew I wanted to just go to a regular college, not a specific for painting or, drawing. And then all of a sudden my major turned into painting and art history. And I'm like, this is awesome. And I didn't know what I was going to major in. But, I was always in AP art growing up, and I just knew that's something I loved being creative. I just didn't know what I wanted to do with it.
Right.
So I graduated with my undergrad, and then I'm like, I don't know if I want to be a painter. So I just wanted to do something creative, and I've always loved interiors and just the whole process and how it was constructed and made. And I was like, I need to go back to school. So I ended up going to interior design school, New York School of Interior Design.
Cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I just fell in love with it. And I'm so happy I went in that direction. When I graduated, it was 2008 and the recession hit, and it was such a bummer. Like no one was hiring, and it was really like heartbreaking. And then I had a few kids shortly after that. And then I just got back into everything a few years ago. So that's my journey, and I'm so happy it led me to this, and I can, finally get going with it again.
No matter how many roadblocks seem to come up in front of every guest I've interviewed so far, there's a common theme of true resilience and persistence. It can't be put fully to words, the level of commitment it takes to be a mother, and then also come back into the workplace and like hit the ground running and really, flex those skills and work again. I really commend you for everything that was telling you weren't going to make it through, especially that recession, to now where you get to.
Awful. Yeah.
Yeah. In 2008, I was. Oh, so sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You said 2008.
Oh yeah. So you mentioned 2008, right? Well, during that time, I graduated high school in 2007. Oh my God! Everyone's like, what?
I know.
I did.
I can't even think about that.
I know, right? So I'm graduating high school at that time and having really no clue what my life path was going to be. And even at that time, I wasn't even sure I was going to be in the military, right? I took my first swing at college and, didn't come up with enough funds and things because college is expensive, right?
Yes, it's so expensive.
Holy moly. But, I've felt creative and I've had creative inspiration throughout my entire life. And, I hope to, I've been hoping to find the right outlet for those talents, because
for sure,
right, going to interior design and art school, you could paint, you could sculpt, you could stitch, you could do so many things, right?
For sure.
And I've heard stories of others say they had to try on 10 different pairs of shoes before they found their glass slipper, that niche that really filled them with joy. So it is wonderful to see that you have found that place, that right shoe.
Thank you. And you as well. I feel like you're in your zone. This is what you're meant to do.
I'm very lucky. I'm very privileged to have been given the opportunity to host a show with such great guests like you. It's inspiring to me to hear a story and to let people know, hey, regular folks, we're all walking down the same road. We're all ships in the same turbulent seas, right? And it is it's something that brings us together.
Easy.
Yeah, no one's got it easy. You're right, absolutely.
No.
Right?
And this past year has just been so crazy, and I just feel very fortunate that people are wanting us to come into their homes and paint and design their spaces.
Yeah,
it's been one hell of a year.
Right, and big adjustments too with how you prepare for your working in the homes of clients. I'm sure masks and distancing are all things that you've had to take into consideration during even the project at Nick's home.
Oh yeah. Everyone has been so wonderful, but they're in the same boat. They've been quarantining as long as we have, and when we go to work, we come home, we don't really do much. Yep. Everyone's been very, very safe, and it just makes it feel a little bit more calming in the situation, because it's very alarming these days.
Yeah, right.
But yeah. So yeah,
That's awesome.
We are being COVID safe.
COVID safe, as safe as we can.
Safe. Yes.
Oh my gosh. It's every guest I've had has had the same experience with COVID, being, the emotional challenges of isolation and all those things. But across the board, this industry, contracting in general, is soaring. And
I know.
Who would have thought?
It's amazing. Exactly. I wasn't sure how it was going to play out, because I wasn't, this whole thing is so crazy, this whole ride we're on, and it's been very amazing that we get to do our job when I know most people have lost it, which is such a bummer, and it's really incredible that this industry is hanging on. Basically,
these times are teaching business owners, people everywhere, how to pivot and be adaptable and be, accept things as they are and do the best you can with the tools and the manpower, woman power that you have. We women's. Oh my gosh. So when you're done with Nick's bathroom and that's all settled and the towels are in, we're going to get another picture of that and post it up so we can see the final product.
Yes.
What's the timeline? Oh, I'm sorry. What was that again?
got to get Alfonso out there.
We do, Alfonso. Not only does Alfonso do a great job of editing our podcasts and making us sound like rock stars, he's also the photographer for Walls by Design, and he goes out and makes sure that he captures the lovely work that everyone does for WBD, and he's fabulous.
For sure.
Yep. So after Nick's... Oops, we keep doing this thing. I'm so sorry. The good news is Alfonso's a wizard, and he can stitch it out.
Yeah.
After Nick's bathroom, what's the next project?
Well, we have a few other bathroom projects lined up, hopefully. We're just waiting to get Nick's pictures done and put up, and then I think we might have a few more in line. I don't know if they're going to be full gut renovations. It's more tile work, keeping the cabinet, painting the cabinets. So I don't know if it's going to be full done renovations, but little things here and there. So it'll be really exciting to just like venture in that section of the home.
Yes.
And maybe kitchens too. So we'll see.
Yeah, it sounds like birdies on the wind here. I'm always doling out little spoilers on the show about what Nick's up to. Something that we're cooking up here at IMA is the color consulting services being a standalone aspect of what Walls has to offer the great residents of Denver. So we're building out a landing page for that. And we are, so I hear the little one in the background. That's okay. But we're building up a landing page for that. I do.
She's yelling for me, but I'm not going to go down there. Go ahead. Sorry.
Fend for yourself, child.
She's okay, though. I know she's okay.
It's when you hear the distinct thud and then a crash. You gotta, I gotta go. Oh my gosh.
I know the different, yes, she's fine. What were you saying? Are you supposed to say this right now?
Oh, sure. Yeah, well, it's a sneaky sneak, right? It's a sneak peek coming through.
Yeah.
This will probably get built out and finished up as the new year comes, but we're really excited to feature you specifically on that page full of services. We're going to do a little we're going to go film you doing a color consultation and add that to the whole mix. The creative side of marketing is telling your story and selling your story to, potential clients out here in Denver. And that's just another version of what I do here on the podcast. So I enjoy both parts of that. Yeah, it's going to be great.
That's going to be really great.
Well, it's going to be great because it's all about you, baby.
Oh God. But okay. That's awesome.
It's going to be fun. So anywho, that was the spoiler. I'm curious too how, and this is years and years in the making, still in the future, but whether your children are going to be as into art as you are, and whether that will kind of take shape on their own. It's funny how when we feel a little shoehorned into something and then we drift away and then come back and go, oh no, I really did have a talent for that all along.
I know. Well, that's why I think I was trying to be rebellious growing up, and my mom being like, you should do art. I'm like, no, I don't want to. And then I ended up doing something creative.
Right.
I know. It is. My daughter likes to take our rooms inside our house and make little houses inside of every room. Like it's her own.
Oh.
And it's actually really cute.
Do you have any pictures of that? Her little house forts?
Not today.
Oh my gosh.
No, she hasn't done it today, but she will. I'll take a picture and give it to you next time.
That's amazing.
For sure.
Who knows? Yeah. Maybe she'll grow up to be a building contractor and she'll be designing homes, right?
That would be awesome.
Like, Mom taught me how to make the inside great, and that's fine, but I'm going to build it awesome. That's so cool. More girls doing stuff with tools. Let's encourage the heck out of that.
Yes.
And
I agree.
Of course, it's important to remember that like the paint contracting industry and all parts of that is this amazing mishmash of artistry and strict mathematical design, right? It's almost like two hemispheres of the brain have to come together to make interior design and like home design work. Yeah. And I think there's probably a lot of people out here that don't realize it requires that much collaboration between art and math.
For sure. It's sometimes it just doesn't take 10 minutes. Like it takes a little bit to think about how you want to transform the space, how the client would like it. I mean, it's definitely it's definitely a creative thing. And it's just, sometimes it takes a little bit. Sometimes the color consultations are either 20 minutes or they're 3 hours. Like, it just depends, like, what the client needs out of the meeting. And
Have you ever had a consultation just go horribly wrong?
We did have one client where, well, I don't know. I don't know how much I could say.
Just no names.
No, definitely no names. She just wasn't happy with the turnout, and it didn't go very well. Yeah, but I would have to say, like, 95% of the meetings I go to are awesome.
Good.
There's like that 5% where I'm just like, huh. But no, they're pretty much.
Bless your heart.
Yeah. Pretty much everything goes really well, but no, nothing that comes to mind.
That's good. That's good. That's
what
good.
I can say.
Right. It's sometimes I wonder, if after the design process is finished and you step back and look, it's like when people go to the hair salon and they bring in a picture of Rachel from Friends and they're like, I want this haircut right here. And then they think they're going to walk out of the salon looking like Jennifer Aniston.
It never has ever happened, I don't think, with anyone.
No. And the same with like interior design. Like, yes, Home and Gardens magazine has beautiful pictures of different types of home. And yes, we can do the best to mirror that style and concept. But at the end of the day, I'm sure that there's plenty of disclaimers made. Like, just so you know, you don't turn into Jennifer Aniston after this.
No. No, you don't.
You don't actually get Martha Stewart's home at the end of this, right, client?
Oh my God. I would love to go to her home.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yes, it's in New York. I think she has 2 homes not that far from each other.
Oh, of course.
She owns, so one's like, I think there's seasons. One's a season, some season, the other one's, this is what I just read. I don't know if it's true, but I thought that was like really interesting.
Oh, Martha, you millionaire genius, you.
Genius, yeah.
I always wonder too, I don't think I've ever asked a guest this question, but like Martha Stewart, as a figure and a person in like all things life and design, is she kind of like, like sort of a still a legitimate figure, or like how do people feel about Martha Stewart in the design industry outside of what we think it is?
I think people are still all about her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's still an idol.
She really is a genius. But she does it all. She does food, the whole like accessory like setup with the flowers, and she does it all. I follow her on Instagram. I think she's lovely.
Oh, that's wonderful. I think she's a riot too. She's had such an interesting journey on her own.
She has. She collaborates with some interesting characters, and you wouldn't think that. I think she would probably be really fun to hang out with, actually.
We got to find a way to get Martha. Gosh, that's a dream, right?
Yes. I think so.
Let's convince Martha. We have to go through Snoop to get her, I think. I think Snoop Dogg is like her new gatekeeper, right? They're BFFs.
They're friends. They are. I love it. I really do. I think it's awesome.
I just wonder, what kind of extracurricular activities Snoop has invited Martha along for. I think we have to use our imagination here. What Snoop's about, right?
He's like a good person, though. He does a lot of good things.
Oh, yes.
For the world, I should say, with kids and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
I would hang out with him.
Yeah, no, I love Snoop Dogg. I think he's wonderful. And they're little like friend like it's like a bromance, but they're not both dudes. That I don't know. They're just the cutest little BFFs. I love them to death.
I agree.
My goodness. Well, I am super pleased to have sat down and chatted with you today.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
You've been a pleasure, and it's always nice to have you around. We see each other in the office all the time, and we're usually buried pretty squarely in our work. But it's nice to be able to have a conversation with you about the work that you do. Around under the same boss on a completely other side of what we do here. So
right,
it's pretty neat.
I agree.
So we'll make
it's nice.
So we've BS'd a lot about where you came from in the world of design, how you got started, life with kids, recessions, just throwing a wrench into your life plan. And yet here you stand about to have an entire service set up around your talents and skills for color consultation and doing your kitchen design and bathroom renovation stuff. I think that is incredible and remarkable. I think that if Benjamin Moore made a color that was just for you, it would have to be one of your favorite neutral tones, and it would be Jackie Joy.
Yes.
Be perfect. We got to find a color and just submit it. Be like, Ben Moore, you guys, just name this color after Jackie. She's a rock star. They'll probably do it.
That would be so awesome, though. I would love it.
I'm going to like literally investigate that. Like, what is it going to take to like, you know, make a color that's so good? And wouldn't it be neat too if your color was color of the year one year?
Oh my God, that would be incredible.
Right?
And I love the color of the year right now. I'm so happy.
Right? That Aegean teal is just incredible.
It is. I got a client to put it on their kitchen cabinet.
You did? Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh, we got to get more pictures of that too.
We have to.
Definitely. So those are the deliverables. We got to get pictures of Nick's bathroom to put on our Instagram, which you can find there, Broad Strokes, on the Instagram waves. We're also on Facebook, Broad Strokes Podcast on Facebook. We're also on YouTube, where you're going to find this video here in a couple weeks when we produce it. Broad Strokes TV, kind of like the Business Press TV, but with more color. And stick around and stay tuned for more updates on the services we offer at Walls by Design. I can't wait to share our whole page that we make for you with the rest of the world out there listening. Ladies out there, keep doing your best every day. Get up, drink the coffee, put on your big girl shorts, and face the day like Jackie does.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
It was really nice being on here.
It was wonderful to have you. We will be seeing you around the office, and we'll catch you later on Broad Strokes. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning into Broad Strokes, a paint contracting podcast for women by women. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for behind-the-scenes content, guest galleries, memes, and more. If you want to be on the show, shoot us an email to broadstrokes@imamedia.com. And until next time, I'm your host, Tana Todd, and it's been a pleasure BSing with you today. Sponsored by Benjamin Moore and Estimate Rocket.